Now, news coming in from Iraq as well, where American bases have been targeted in Erbil as well as Baghdad. And this is essentially from the Iraqi Islamic resistance, which pledges its loyalty to Iran. And it's now been carrying out repeated attacks for several hours on American bases in Erbil as well as Baghdad. Remember that Iraq has also been at the receiving end of missile attacks and drone attacks from Iran as well. And some oil installations there, or the port, in fact, if not the oil installations, have also been under target. But the news that we're currently getting is that the Iraqi Islamic resistance, which does pledge its allegiance and loyalty to the Islamic regime in Iran, has been carrying out repeated attacks for several hours on American bases in Erbil as well as Baghdad. What you see are certain visuals currently that we managed to access of those visuals. What you currently see are, of course, explosions, active troops present there, and some of its strategic assets, including bases, are currently under target on the part of the Iraqi Islamic resistance, which does share ties with the Islamic regime in Iran. So these are visuals that have been accessed sometime earlier today of American bases in Erbil as well as Baghdad being targeted. Erbil has in fact come in for repeated attacks on the part of Iran as well, very much since the early days of the conflict too. In the first few days, in fact, when several assets within Erbil had been targeted by Iran in its retaliatory strikes following American and Israeli strikes on the 28th of February. Now, of course, as the theater of war has further expanded, even Baghdad has come in for attack, and the Iraqi Islamic resistance has been carrying out attacks on American strategic assets in these parts of Iraq, namely Erbil as well as Baghdad. Recently, the port in Basra had also been attacked, but that was, in fact, something that was attributed to Iran in its retaliatory strikes. We have some more news coming in that after the attack on American bases in Iraq, the American embassy has now decided to issue an advisory, which is to ask citizens to evacuate and not travel to Iraq, because Iran-aligned militias have been carrying out strikes within Iraq against American citizens and American associated targets throughout the country, including in the Kurdistan region of Iraq as well. The advisory is that the American citizens should leave Iraq immediately because Iran-aligned militias have decided to attack strategic assets of the United States in different parts of the country. Here's the advisory that's now on your screens, which is issued by the American Embassy in Baghdad. Security alert, U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, 14th of March 2026, location Iraq. It says, Iran-aligned terrorist militias have encouraged and carried out indiscriminate attacks against U.S. citizens and U.S. associated targets throughout Iraq, including in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. U.S. citizens should leave Iraq immediately. Iran-aligned terror militias have attacked the international zone in central Baghdad on multiple occasions. The international zone remains closed with limited exceptions. Repeated attacks have also occurred in the vicinity of Erbil International Airport and the Consulate General. Do not attempt to come to the embassy in Baghdad or the Consulate General in Erbil due to the ongoing risk of rockets, drones and mortars in Iraqi airspace. The U.S. Embassy in Iraq reminds U.S. citizens of the level 4 do not travel warning for Iraq. U.S. citizens are advised as follows. Do not travel to Iraq due to terrorism, kidnapping, armed conflict, civil unrest, and the limited ability of the U.S. government to provide emergency services. So a direct advisory now being issued by the American Embassy in Baghdad, asking its citizens to leave the country because of fears of continued escalation on the part of militias within Iraq that are loyal to Iran. We'll slip into a short break right now. We'll continue our coverage on the other side.